10:47 p.m. Yildirim through an interpreter. It was not my day. I will come back. His speed was not what I was expecting. 10:45 p.m. Eubank Jr. Still no hint of a smile. I'm here to dominate this tournament. I'm sending a message out there that I'm coming. George Groves, get through your next fight so we can give the boxing fans what they want to see. I think it's going to be exactly the same as what we saw tonight. I'm not playing anymore. Yildirim was a strong forward fighter, but the experience is not there for him. He was 160, but he has to work technically on his abilities to compete with a fighter like me. Groves, I'm coming for you. 10:41 p.m. The knockout came 1 minute and 58 seconds into the third round. Chris Eubank Jr. is into the World Boxing Super Series semifinal. 10:39 p.m. The victory has still not been officially announced while the doctors check Yildirim over. Finally he gets up from his corner seat and the two fighters embrace. No lasting damage done. 10:36 p.m. Not even the hint of a smile from Eubank Jr. since the victory was confirmed. 10:35 p.m. That was brutal. The hand speed and power was so impressive from Eubank Jr. and Yildirim just had no answer. The knockout blow was a killer left hook, but it came at the end of a furious flurry that rendered the Turk helpless. He was trying to tuck up but just had no answer. Number 10 count. No victory. Defeated. 10:33 p.m. Bang, bang, bang. Some serious hooks being thrown by Eubank Jr. Jesus, Yildirim's head is taking an absolute battering. The Turk is soaking it up for now, but Eubank Jr. is too quick. And it's over. Eubank Jr. unleashed an almighty series of punches, floored Yildirim with a devastating left hook, and the referee waved it off in a flash. No count needed. Job done. 10:29 p.m. Eubank Jr. continues on the offensive at the start of this second round, rattling out combinations and dictating proceedings. A few uppercuts from Yildirim bring the crowd to life, but Eubank Jr. comes back with a vengeance, slowing things down, extending his range, and then coming in with a flurry of uppercuts of his own. A far more even round, but a strong end to it from the Turk. Perhaps Eubank Jr.'s round, but much closer than the first. 10:25 p.m. Eubank Jr. is probably the busier in the opening stages, throwing his jab repeatedly in a bid to keep his opponent at bay. But it is Yildirim who is occupying the center of the ring. The Turk is struggling to connect with much so far though, and Yildirim is down. A brutal right uppercut from Eubank Jr. gets through to the Turk's chin and he dips his knee and is forced to take the count. He survives with little trouble. He never actually hit the deck, but did go down on one knee, and that is Eubank Jr.'s round without a shadow of a doubt. What a start from the Brit. 10:21 p.m. The talking concludes as both fighters are introduced along with their professional records. More booing for Eubank Jr. And it's showtime. Let's do this. 10:17 p.m. This time it's the two fighters' respective national anthems. The challenger Yildirim, from Turkey, is first. Eubank Jr., of Britain, second. A distinct lack of reaction to both of them from the Stuttgart crowd. 10:13 p.m. The Brit is booed straight away, stepping onto the Turk's adopted home of Germany. He's accompanied by the tones of Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg still. Dre, he doesn't look fazed one bit by the reception. Eubank Jr. stops before entering the ring, stares into the crowd and smiles. He means business. 10:11 p.m. Black robe on, he struts his way to the ring, accompanied by the sound of foreboding Turkish drums. Quite intense actually. Think something that would fit neatly into the soundtrack of the movie 300. Yep, someone's going to die. And Yildirim wants to be the man to do the killing. 10:05 p.m. So, the ring announcer has just announced that the official World Boxing Super Series will be sung inside the ring before the headline fight of the night. And what is that song? It's The Future Is Now by Jesper Binzer, of course. Obviously, you all knew that. Didn't. Google tells me that Mr. Binzer is 52 years old and from Denmark. And he looks like this. I really wish you could hear this. It's, interesting. 10:01 p.m. Here are all the numbers you need. Amir Khan has just predicted a Eubank stoppage. 9:55 p.m. As a minor note, there were some unappetizing scenes inside the arena in Stuttgart a little earlier tonight with some scuffles among the spectators. All seems to have cleared up now though. 9:52 p.m. With the ring walks due to take place at 10 p.m. it is almost time for business. Remember the two records at stake tonight. Eubank Jr. has a professional record of 25 wins and 1 defeat against Billy Joe Saunders in 2014 from his 26 fights. Yildirim is undefeated, with 16 victories, including 10 knockouts. The bookies have the Turk as underdog tonight though. 9:48 p.m. Both fighters said a few words as they arrived at the Schleierhalle Arena in Stuttgart tonight. Yildirim speaking through an interpreter: "Everything is cool. I will show all my skills in the ring. Eubank Jr. It's fight time. The words are spoken and all that's left now is to get into that ring and prove who is the better man. It's going to be one hell of a fight. I know that this guy is coming to war, but I believe my skills, my speed and my technique are going to be too much for him. I don't want him reaching the 12th round." 9:42 p.m. Interesting stuff from Amir Khan, who is in the ITV studio for this fight. He's confirmed that he'll be back fighting in December, with a few opponents in the pipeline. He also says he wants the fight to take place in the UK, where he has not fought since a victory over Julio Diaz in 2013. Also a lot of chat about feeling like he's missing out on what is looking like a golden period for British boxing. "I think people forget that I am a boxer, with everything that's gone on with my family. I need to put that behind me and do what I do best. The main thing is getting a fight date. I do want to apologize to the fans because a lot has gone on, but it's my time to shine again. This is going to reboot my career." 9:31 p.m. Aside from being a tasty matchup in its own right, this fight also forms one of 4 quarterfinals in the World Boxing Super Series. Here's something I prepared earlier. The World Boxing Super Series currently exists at 2 weight classes: cruiserweight and super middleweight. Each weight class features 8 boxers, who compete in a knockout competition for the Muhammad Ali Trophy. They will also share a total prize fund of $50 million and gain a significant amount of bragging rights in the process. Tonight's fight between Eubank Jr. and Yildirim is one of 4 super middleweight quarterfinals, with the semifinals expected to take place next January-February and the final in May. As a side note, in addition to the customary 3 judges, the series features an additional 4th judge whose scorecard will be used if the main 3 deliver a draw. If there is still a draw at that point, then various countbacks come into play, which we need not go into for now. Got it? Good. 9:23 p.m. 9:20 p.m. Good evening folks, and welcome to Saturday Night World Boxing Super Series action. Callum Smith did the business a couple of weeks ago when he beat Eric Skoglund on points to advance to the semifinals, and now it's Chris Eubank Jr.'s turn against Avni Yildirim. The winner of this will face George Groves or Jamie Cox, who face off next week at Wembley Arena in the other semifinal. The loser goes home empty-handed. 9:13 p.m. 8:26 p.m. What is it? It's the quarterfinals of the World Boxing Super Series as Chris Eubank takes on Avni Yildirim. When does it start? The fight is on Saturday night and television coverage begins from 6:45 p.m. Where is the venue? The bout takes place in the Schleierhalle Arena, Stuttgart. What TV channel is it on and how can I watch like all of the World Boxing Super Series? You can watch the action live on ITV Box Office on Sky Channel 493, Virgin V6 TiVo and TV Player. New customers will have to register with ITV Box Office online if you wish to purchase the fight through your remote control. If you have previously registered, you should be able to pay via the red button and it will cost you £9.95. Chris Eubank Sr. casts his eye over Chris Eubank Jr. Credit: Getty Images. Are there any belts at stake? As well as being both fighters' first step into the ring in this autumn's World Boxing Super Series, Eubank Jr. is putting his IBO World Super Middleweight title on the line in Stuttgart. Who is avni Yildirim? The Turkish fighter has an unbeaten career record of 160 heading into Saturday's fight, and had a decent career as an amateur, and has often had to fight opponents in their home countries to get to this title shot. He has sparred with fighters of the caliber of James DeGale and fared well, leading some commentators to view him as a dark horse in the competition. What have they been saying? Eubank Jr. Myself against Groves is the one the public want to see. That will be in England in January or February, provided we do what we have to do first. Yildirim: don't forget the First World War, when everybody was after the Turks and couldn't do it. We are still here and everyone knows what Turkish soldiers are capable of. Turks are soldiers, war is in our DNA. What are the odds? Chris Eubank Jr. 15 avni Yildirim 51, draw 331. What is our prediction? We are backing Eubank to win by KO in the 5th.